This is section 2 of JSON and Java Enterprise Edition 8 hands-on training. In this section, I'll talk about JSON Processing API in more details. We'll start with a short introduction to JSON Processing API and programming models supported. I will demonstrate how to use Streaming API to parse JSON streams and write JSON data to streams, how to create JSON model from file or in code, how to traverse the document tree, and how to write object model to file or stream. Let's start. Here is the first section 2 video, JSONP overview. In this video, I'll give you an overview of JSON Processing API. We'll talk about supported programming models and corresponding APIs. I'll also show you where JSONP sources are hosted, how to download the specification, and what to do if you found a bug. Let's start with one-sentence description of JSON processing. JSON processing is a low-level Java API used for parsing, generating, transforming, and querying JSON documents. It supports two programming models, streaming model and document object model. Streaming model processes data in a streaming fashion. Parser fires events when entities such as start object, start array, key, or value appears in the stream. Events are processed or discarded by the application code. JSON parser is very effective for a high volume of data and has a small memory footprint. But there are also limitations. Event processor receives only a current processed element and don't have access to the whole data. If it's needed, user will need to preserve a state in his code. The corresponding JSONP API called Streaming API and located in javax.json.stream package. The second supported programming model is document object model. Here, the whole JSON document is loaded into memory and presented there as a tree of objects. Unlike Streaming API, where JSON stream is passed only once, here user has unlimited random access to the whole document. The disadvantage is bigger memory footprint and slower processing. The corresponding JSONP API called Object Model API and located in javax.json package. All Java Enterprise Edition specifications are created using Java Community Process, which is a formalized mechanism that allows interested parties to develop standard technical specifications. Each specification gets its own Java specification request or JSR number. JSON processing is not an exception. Its JSR number is 374. According to this process, a group of experts must develop a standard API, reference implementation implementing this API, and a set of technology compatibility tests or TCK to test other implementations for the spec compliance. Here is JSON Processing 1.1 page on JCP website. Here you can see a full history of how this JSR went through JCP process milestones. Here you can learn about team who was working on this JSR, who is a spec lead, and who are on the expert group and other contributors participating in this JSR. The main reason to come here is downloading the latest version of the spec document and API source code. In order to do it, just click Final Release Download page button here, and after that, Download button here. The downloads page will be opened. There you see all available downloads for these JSRs. So we have here spec in Java docs, sources of the API, and binaries. In order to download it, you have to accept the license agreement here. Another website worth mentioning here is official JSONP reference implementation homepage. It's located on GitHub at javaee.github.io/JSONP. Reference implementation doesn't have its own name and also called JSONP. It can be a bit confusing. Another confusion is JSONP is also an acronym for JSON with padding. You should know it and be selective when you are searching for something JSON processing related on the internet. Coming back to this website. It contains everything needed to quickly start with JSONP RI. Here is a download link. Here is a link to the Getting Started guide. Down below are code snippets. At the menu, you can access Java docs. and contribute menu contain information about mailing lists. I will talk about this a bit later. JSR 374 page, which I showed you just now. Issue tracking link and a link to the page containing information about main project contributors. Another resource is JSONP group on groups.io. This is a replacement for java.net mailing lists, which were used in the past. It contains a spec discussion forum where you can post your questions and suggestions. JSON processing is an open source project. It's hosted on GitHub at github.com/javaee/JSONP. API and RI sources are in the same repository. README contains a short information about how to build the project. Issue tracker is also located here. Use it if you found a bug or want to submit a feature request.